Hi, good evening, everyone. Thank you all for joining in. We will just give it 2 more minutes for a few more people to join in, and then we'll get started in another 2 minutes. In the meantime, we would really like to hear from all of you. Where are all of you tuning in from today? So please feel free to drop your answers in the chat. Which location? A warm welcome to all of you. Thank you for joining in. Good evening, everybody. Great to see people joining in from all parts of the country. We will just give it another minute or so and then we'll get started with the webinar. For those of you who have just joined in, we would love to hear from you. Where are you tuning in from today? So please feel free to drop your answers in the chat. Hi Vaishnavi, hi Nivedita. Thank you all for joining in. Great to see such enthusiastic response in the chat. Someone's here from Frankfurt. Thank you. Thank you so much. Lovely to see that. All right, Farisha, I think we can get started. People will keep joining in. So a warm welcome to everyone here to the Aspire for Her in Logitech webinar on Women Who Master. We are delighted to have you all join us today for what promises to be a very inspiring and meaningful session. I'm Preeti Bhaskaran, lead corporate partnerships at Aspire for Her, and I'll be your host for the evening. I'm also joined by my colleagues from the Aspire for Her team, Subhash Sriram, lead institutional partnerships, Ruchika Jadhav, program manager, Parisha TP, manager operations, Molshi Mathur, lead entrepreneur, and of course, our very own founder and CEO, Madhura Das Gupta Sinha. We are delighted to also have with us an exceptional group of leaders from Logitech today. We have Vay Shenkori, Senior Director, Head of Software Engineering, Abhirami Krishnamurthy, Head of Software Device Development and Quality, Grace Lukaku, Senior Product Marketing Specialist, Nisha Jayaraman, Human Resources Business Partner, as well as Jared Arense, Head of Community and Advocacy. Today, Vay and Abhirami will be addressing all of you, while Grace, Nisha, and Jared, leaders we've had the privilege of engaging with closely throughout this partnership, join us as a part of this extended conversation. We are also joined by Malika Arya, CEO and country head from Kickoff Solutions, our ecosystem partner who has been supporting this collaboration. Some of you may be new to this community, so we would like to talk a little bit about Aspire for Her. So at Aspire for Her, we have a vision of impacting 10 million women in the economy by 2030 by enabling women with the access to the 3 E's of employment, entrepreneurship, or education through critical pillars like mentorship and coaching, upskilling and reskilling opportunities, career previews, and community support. We are using the power of communities and networks to build our platform. And today, we have a community strength of 1 million plus and have built 28 plus communities. And our communities range across segments, including students, working professionals, leaders, returnees, entrepreneurs, as well as members across industries and domains. A little bit about our partner Logitech. I'm sure all of you know about Logitech, but still for the benefit of some few, Logitech is a globally recognized technology company that has been shaping how people connect, create, and collaborate for decades. At Aspire for Her, we are extremely proud to partner with a forward-thinking organization like Logitech on this initiative of Women Who Master. Logitech's commitment to innovation goes hand in hand with a strong focus on inclusion, leadership development, and building communities that empower the next generation of talent. Logitech is driven by its purpose to extend human potential in work and play. Through thoughtfully designed software-enabled hardware, Logitech enables productivity, creativity, and seamless collaboration. With a strong focus on innovation, quality, and sustainability, The company creates experiences that connect people to the digital world while ensuring impact at scale across communities and the planet. This partnership between Aspire for Her and Logitech will be bringing together a powerful program that spans India's all-women hackathon for students, structured mentorship with expert guidance for students, returnees, and working professionals, as well as inspiring stories of women leaders and entrepreneurs in technology. Through initiatives like Women Who Master, Logitech continues to demonstrate how organizations can actively invest in mentorship, leadership, and opportunities for women in technology. Today also marks a very special milestone as we officially launch the Women Who Master community. It's Aspire for Her's 29th community, and this community is, of course, in partnership with Logitech, bringing together a dynamic network of women committed to learning, building, and mastering the future of technology. Before we move on, a quick housekeeping reminder. Feel free to drop any questions that you may have for the panelists into the Q&A section. We'll be taking up the questions towards the end of the session. Do stay on till the end so that you can go back with several insights from our esteemed speakers, mentors, and mentees. We are all joining in virtually, so please do bear with us in case of any technical difficulties like connection issues, etc. I would now like to invite Madhura Das Gupta Sinha, founder and CEO, Aspire for Her, to address the audience. Over to you, Madhura.
Thank you so much, Preeti. This is indeed an honor and privilege for me to launch the 29th community at Aspire for Her. It's a very, very special day for us as we go around launching the Women Who Master community and the Women Who Master mentorship program in partnership with Logitech. This day would not have been possible without the support of Grace Lukaku, Jared Aronsay, and Nisha Jayaraman, who have been walking with us on this journey for the past many months. And finally, it is indeed a pleasure and privilege to see all our dreams come together as we launch this fantastic new community. A warm welcome to all the new members of Aspire for Her who have joined in today, and a warm welcome to Abhi and Shay who have taken the trouble to come in and actually inspire the community today. At Aspire for Her, our mission is to enable the economic empowerment of women by helping them across networks, opportunities, knowledge circles, and needs to grow and to succeed. We believe that when women are supported with the right ecosystem, they can unlock extraordinary potential, not just for themselves, but also for the country and for society. Our partnership with Logitech is rooted in a shared goal to help address the gender gap in STEM and technology by creating more opportunities for women to learn, innovate, and advance their careers. Together, we are working across three key pillars. First, skill building. So initiatives like mentorship and India's All Women Hackathon, where women can strengthen their technical and problem solving abilities, we hope that this will give rise to curiosity. This will give rise to a lot of intellectual satisfaction because we see that when we have hackathons, which include both men and women, the participation of girls, participation of women is sometimes quite low. So this is a space for you, the women of India, to actually be curious, to ask questions, and to solve problems. Second, inspiration. By sharing stories of women who have walked on this path before, specifically in technology, women who have risen in their careers in tech organizations, women who have built tech organizations from the ground up, we are going to be bringing in some live inspiration so that you know which trajectory you wish to follow. And the third, career development. And this is very important. A lot of folks don't understand the true meaning of mentorship and what it can do to a career. At Aspire for Her, mentorship is one of the key cornerstones of how we want to see careers shaping up. And that's the reason why we see role models We want to tell all the women in our community, if you can see it, you can be it. And that's the reason why we want to bring in a very, very healthy dose of mentorship into this community. So all of this is going to come together in the Women Who Master program, the Women Who Master community, the Women Who Master mentorship program, which we are launching today. High impact mentor mentee relationship is built on trust, openness, and commitment. It's about sharing experiences, asking the right questions, and helping someone see the possibilities that they themselves may not see. And before I close, I'd like to leave every woman listening today with a simple action. In the next 7 days, reach out to someone, either someone you'd like to learn from or someone who could benefit from your guidance. Mentorship often begins with a single conversation, but it can shape an entire career. This we know only too well at Aspire for Her. Thank you for being part of this journey. We're excited to launch the Women Who Master community together. And it is my pleasure to introduce our esteemed speakers from Logitech for today. And this is indeed a very, very special duo who's coming in from different parts of the world and with very, very different backgrounds and experiences. They're coming together to make this day very memorable for us. So let's really take all effort to welcome them with open arms. Wei Shin Kori, Senior Director, Head of Software Engineering, Logitech. Wei Shin Kori is a passionate and accomplished leader in software engineering with a deep expertise in technical architecture management and software development. As Head of Software Engineering at Logitech, she oversees both the gaming and the personal workspace solution business groups, guiding innovative teams across the US, Europe, China, and India. That's a big one, Way. You have a clearly the sun never sets on all the work that you do. With a Chinese heritage and UK home, Way blends Eastern and Western perspectives to foster creative problem solving and inclusive leadership. I particularly love this part. At Logitech, she has spearheaded major software transformation, establishing a new engineering department and uniting diverse teams to drive progress. Leadership is defined by a commitment to collaboration, cultural understanding, and creating a positive environment where technology and people thrive together. With a very, very warm welcome. We could not have asked for anyone better to be the first speaker of this community. Warm welcome to you. And now I'll move on to the second very special person, Abhirami Krishnamurthy. Abhi, Head of Software Device Development and Quality, Logitech. Abhirami Krishnamurthy is an accomplished engineering leader at Logitech, specializing in software device development and product quality assurance. Based in Chennai, India, Abhirami has spearheaded initiatives that optimize software quality and ensure seamless functionality in Logitech products. And all of us have seen and loved Logitech products, so we know from where that comes from, Abhi. Her career spans key role as director and head of software device development and quality, showcasing her ability to drive product excellence and foster innovation in hardware-software integration. Her leadership in engineering resonates with a global focus on inclusivity and quality, ensuring every product meets the highest standards. And this is a whole recurring theme that we have seen in Logitech. Even to put together a small launch like this, the kind of effort, the kind of attention to detail that went in with our entire set of colleagues at Logitech, it was absolutely amazing. So kudos to all of you. What starts well has to really, really grow very beautifully and fast. Abhirami is a strong advocate for equity in STEM and actively drives initiatives that promote diversity in the technology ecosystem, including Women Who Master. Through mentorship and community engagement, she supports and empowers aspiring engineers from underrepresented backgrounds, helping create pathways for the next generation of technology leaders. And if that isn't motivation, then I don't know what is. We truly have two very special people here, starting off, and I'm going to invite them to actually do something really cool. We're truly excited that we move on. We have a very special moment to mark before we move on. And as we bring this vision of Women Who Master to life, we will be officially launching the Women Who Master community, an initiative designed to enable women to learn, grow, and thrive through the power of mentorship, collaborative learning opportunities, inspiring stories, and a supportive community that fosters meaningful connections. Yes. Can we launch? Should we just all do this on the screen? We're waiting for the launch.
So just give me a second.
Yes.
Are we ready?
Yes. All right, there we are. And I'm now going to request my colleague Preeti to take this conversation forward. This is a very special moment. The kind of hard work and all the pressure that's built up to this day, all the wonderful moments that we've all had together. I think this is like a dream come true for me. And I know that Grace, Jared, and Nisha and the entire teams who have worked tirelessly behind this are also share this very special moment of warmth with all of us. So thank you so much. And Preeti, over to you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Ray, Abhirami, and Madhura for setting the stage and for launching the Women Who Master community. It's always exciting when an idea actually moves from vision to reality. And definitely, this initiative is an extremely good example of what and how collaboration can achieve. So, to explore the thinking behind it and the role that mentorship plays in supporting women in technology, I would now like to invite Vay and Abhirami to join us for the next conversation. Vay, let me begin by asking you first. So, Logitech has been actively championing initiatives that create opportunities for women to grow and lead in technology. So, we would love to hear from you about Logitech's vision behind building the Women Who Master community and what is it that inspired this collaboration?
Certainly, pretty. So we, Logitech, are putting our commitment to equity and the environment into action. Not just saying it, but actually into action. And really trying to close the gap, the gender gap in STEM field. To us, it's all about visible representation, hands-on skill building, and practical career advice, which is very much aligned with the program we launched here. And our mission is to create a global community of women who help and support one another to succeed in this industry and pave the way for the next generation of girls. Back to you, Preeti.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much, Vay. That's indeed extremely inspiring. What stands out here is how initiatives like this move beyond just conversations and actually build, ecosystems where women can learn, support one another, and also accelerate their careers. And it also does highlight the role that organizations can play in intentionally creating such platforms. So thank you so much. Moving on, Abhi, building on what we just shared, we've seen that India has become a powerhouse for innovation and talent in the technology ecosystem. So, how is India contributing this to this broader vision of empowering women through initiatives like Women Who Master?
Thank you, Preeti. I'm looking at the number of participants, right? I mean, it is close to 390 plus. So I think what is truly exciting about India right now is that we are moving beyond access to the real empowerment, right? India already has one of the largest communities for the software development developers in the world, and no, the scale of opportunities are actually more. But what is changing and what really matters is how we are supporting the talent, right? Especially the women, not just to enter the tech ecosystem, but also to grow, help them to grow, lead, and stay within it. I read one of the fact, no, probably in Jan this year, is that women's participation in STEM upskilling have actually grew from 22% to 33% with a strong momentum in AI and digital skills. And I think this is the combination that truly stands out, right? Mentorship programs, peer networks, and access to the right tools, like initiatives like Logitech Master Series are a great example of this, right? Equipping both men and women with the tools that they need to drive peak performance and succeed across different workflows.
Great. That's wonderful to hear. We've seen that India's tech ecosystem is evolving rapidly, and it's really encouraging to see how mentorship and community building are now becoming key pillars in nurturing the next generation of women leaders. So, moving on, my next question is to you, Wei. Today, organizations are increasingly recognizing that mentorship isn't just a nice to have initiative, but it's becoming more of a strategic priority. So, from Logitech's perspective, why is mentorship considered a strategic investment for an organization?
Certainly, it's not nice to have a thing. There's a lots of benefits behind, including it really helps women learn faster, also build stronger team together, also keeps everyone more motivated. So it helps future leaders and encourage diversity and also spark new ideas. There's a lot around. So with the investment in this area really stand out. By connecting experienced women with those who's looking to grow, mentorship makes our community more adaptable and successful. So adaptable is also the highlight of what we're doing here. Not just a group of people stand distantly, saying things that has already happened is really that how we can be hands-on helping each other for the next generation.
Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing that perspective. Truly, it's important that mentorship is embedded in the culture of an organization because that helps foster inclusion and also strengthen leadership pipelines, and which ultimately drives innovation. So, thank you for sharing your perspective, Wei. Abhi, I would love to bring you into this part of the conversation. As per you, why do you think mentorship is especially critical for women in technology today? And we would also love to hear from you if there has been a pivotal moment in your own career where mentorship made a meaningful difference in your journey.
Mhm. So mentorship is especially critical for women in tech, right? Because it helps bridge the gaps that are not always visible, like the confidence when you work with a different level of people and access to the opportunities and representation, how you wanted to represent yourself, right? And having someone who has navigated similar challenges can really accelerate growth and decision making. So one pivotal moment in my career was when I transitioned from techno manager role to the quality manager role. So during this phase, I received a valuable guidance, not in a mentorship program perspective, but valuable guidance like on how to shift my perspective and truly view things from customer point of view, right? So this mindset shift have helped me to see the quality not just as a process or as a set of metrics, but as an overall experience, which has significantly influenced how I have to change my work approach. And the second one was the learning from my director way here, right, on resolving the conflicts and building a collaborative culture. So by observing a way and on her approach and the leadership style, I gained practical insights, right, into holding the disagreements constructively, handling the disagreements, right, constructively and aligning the different perspectives and how to build an environment where the teams can work together rather than being in silos.
Thank you so much for sharing, your own personal story. And this surely shows that, how mentorship can be truly transformational. Sometimes, just a single conversation or a piece of guidance or someone just believing in your potential, it truly, helps, or it can change the trajectory of your career. So thanks for sharing that, Abhi. Moving on, my next question is to you, Wei. So as more organizations launch mentorship programs, the real challenge is basically in ensuring that they are impactful as well as sustainable. So, in your experience, what do you think are the key elements that make formal mentorship programs truly effective?
It has to be very structured and intentional. So, with a clear goal, with a clear guidance, a hand-holding program can always help the right group to move towards the direction. So, this is what we're highlighting of our formal mentorship programs here. And that matches people softly and set clear goals and also provide ongoing support and feedback. This is an ongoing process, never end. It's always starting from beginning and then learn from what they had and then start again constantly. So this approach helps women build confidence, learn practical skills, also connect with each other back to within their earlier, creating a real impact and lasting progress in STEM field.
Wonderful. You hit the nail on the head. I mean, structured mentorship programs really require a combination of intention, accountability, as well as a strong human connection. So thank you for sharing those perspectives. And thank you so much, Wei and Abhirami, for those truly insightful and inspiring perspectives. It was really wonderful to hear your journeys and experiences, as well as thoughts on mentorship and growth. I'm sure that the participants here are going to be walking away with valuable takeaways and a lot to reflect on. Thank you so much. Moving on, I'm now pleased to introduce all of you to Malika Arya, the CEO and country head at Kickoff Solutions. As mentioned earlier, Kickoff Solutions is an ecosystem partner for this initiative. A little bit about Malika. Malika leads the organization's strategy and partnerships and growth to scale its impact across India. With over a decade of experience across social impact and cultural institutions, she has worked on issues ranging from air pollution and public health to sustainable mobility, building large-scale campaigns and networks. Previously, she worked with Purpose, a global social impact agency, and she also continues to play a key role in building and leading India's first crowd-funded museum for art and philosophy. Her work brings together strategy, community engagement, and a strong commitment to driving inclusive on-ground change. As a former sports person, she is extremely passionate about using sports as a tool to break down barriers to girls and women. A warm welcome to you, Malika. We would love to hear from you on the vision of Kickoff Solutions and how mentorship has been a core pillar shaping how you are building and growing the organization. Over to you, Malika.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Preeti, Thank you, Preeti, and the Logitech team, and of course Aspire for her. I think it's amazing, like Madhura said, to finally see this come to light after all these months. So really happy to be here. A really big hello to everyone, the 377 people on this call. I'm going to quickly introduce you to the organization that I work with right now, which is Kickoff Solutions, and then talk a little bit about where mentorship really comes in for us as well. Kickoff Solutions is a non-profit that works across India, and we specifically work with young girls who play sports. Now, I think a lot of us know, and at some point or the other, we've all played sports in our life. But there are multiple studies that actually show that girls who play sports have the ability to lead, have the ability to become change makers and leaders, not just in their own communities, but even beyond. And we truly believe that. And so our belief is followed by the fact that if we can actually provide some additional support to truly unlock that potential, these girls can go much further. So we use sports as an entry point. However, we believe with the right support, we can unlock the power and the potential that these girls carry and that we see on the fields. when they're playing sports. So we essentially have a fellowship model that we follow. It is a 2-year fellowship that we have. It is, we work with girls in the age groups of 18 to about 22. So young girls who are transitioning from school to college, some are even figuring out early career paths and decisions. And we work with them through a very structured approach where through the 2 years they're given access to, skill building, and of course, mentoring, which is one of our key pillars as well. And we believe that with the right support and the right guidance, these girls can truly select and choose paths that they are interested in, excited in, that are appropriate, that are that they can explore. Over the last year and a half, we've actually partnered with the Aspire for Her team, where we have had a partnership where some of our girls have had access to amazing mentors from across the country. Now, the girls we work with actually come from 13 states. They come from very diverse backgrounds, speak diverse languages, and have diverse dreams, right? But I think what that program and that partnership with Aspire for Her was able to do was match the correct mentors to the girls. And that has really helped over the last year and a half, with the girls coming back to us saying, that they've connected with their mentor and got certain guidance, and therefore they're selecting a particular course, therefore they're deciding what they want to do next. We have girls who want to stay in the sports field, but we also have girls who want to explore other fields like tech. So I'm particularly keen to see how this particular program and this community that is being launched can also be accessed by these young girls who are playing sports across the country. And yeah, I'm just really looking forward to learning from this community over the coming year. And as Madhura said, mentorship is all about helping people see the potential that they may not see themselves. And we've done that, and we've seen that with hundreds of girls that we have worked with. Kickoff Solutions is launching our own fellowship in April with a cohort of 30 girls from across the country, just to give everyone a little sneak peek on what the journey of some of these girls can look like. I'm just dropping a video in the chat box here. Please feel free to see it at your own convenience. And yeah, wishing everyone all the best. And I'm looking forward to this partnership with Aspire for Her and Logitech. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Malika, for sharing your perspectives. It's great to hear that how mentorship has been such a central part at Kickoff Solutions and your vision, and how that philosophy aligns so well with an initiative like Women Who Master. Thank you. Thank you once again. And moving on, we would now like to bring the impact of mentorship to life through a few real voices. So let's hear from the individuals who have actually experienced this journey firsthand, our mentors and mentees, and also learn from them what is the difference that it has made for them. So I would now like to call upon my colleague, Subha Sriram, Lead Institutional Partnerships at Aspire for Her, to take us through the next segment. Thank you, and over to you, Subha.
Thank you so much, Preeti. I think we've had a very powerful conversation. And to add more flavor to the conversation, we do have some amazing, powerful mentor mentees who are present with us today, who have gone under a complete mentorship program in the past 1 year, and they have some amazing stories to share. So today we have Nupur Bantwal and Nivedita, a mentor-mentee pairing that we would like to highlight. Nupur Bantwal is a mentor, and she comes with almost 24 years of rich professional experience in the corporate world. She is a corporate professional turned transformational mindset coach and mentor, author, speaker, and a corporate trainer. Welcome, Nupur. Nivedita is her mentee, and she's an experienced iOS developer with over 12 plus years of experience in designing, building, and fine-tuning high-performance mobile applications. Thank you so much for being with us today. We have drafted a few questions so that we can add some more flavor to the conversation that we have today. The very first question is for Nivedita. What made you seek out mentorship at a point in your career, and why did you think it was necessary?
Hi all. Hi Shubha. Hi Nupur. Thank you for, first of all, I would like to thank everyone giving me the opportunity to talk about the mentorship. It is one of the eye-opener session for me in my career journey. So the thing is, as Aspire for Her, and the name itself says that empowering every change maker. So this is like a change maker for me in this journey, and also the session with the mentoring session with the Nupur was a catalyst. So I would like to thank both of them wholeheartedly. And coming back to the question what you asked, right? I took a career break of like a year and a half for my personal reason, and I wanted to come back to the workforce. At that time, I got an opportunity to like for the people leader role, which is like a mix of technical as well as a people handling role. So I was in a doubt of my capability and my readiness. So this is when I sought a mentorship with a Nupur via Aspire for Her. And as we all know, Nupur is a full of positive energy, and the vibe, like in that mentorship session, was like perfect for me to take that opportunity and then keep ready myself to take that challenge. So this is like a plus point from for me this mentorship role. Yeah, yeah. Personally, thank you, Nupur, for this opportunity.
That's
Welcome.
really great. I think we did receive a lot of questions on the chat box about a lot of women who are trying to return back to work. And exactly, we have heard it from the returnee over here how it's important it is to have that mentorship, the push, and the right guidance for you to, get into the job force again. So thank you for that. I think that's a really great start. Nupur, we have the next one for you. What did you see in your mentee early on that stood out, and you really wanted to guide her no matter what?
Yeah, so it's very nice. And firstly, I'm so happy to be here. I've been associated with Aspire for Her for close to 3.5 years, and I don't know how many mentees have I've mentored, so I've lost account. But thank you so much, only because of this amazing, amazing woman called Madhura Dasgupta. She is like whatever she touches turns gold. So please don't go near her. Anyway, coming back to your question, when I met Nivedita, what stood out to me early was her self awareness. She was very self aware what she was seeking. Even when she was questioning herself, she was very clear about where she wanted to go. She was looking for a transition from tech to managerial role, as she said very clearly. And that clarity combined with her technical depth made it very clear to me that she was ready to step into a bigger role. All she needed was little guidance, little push, and little confidence building. That's all. And trust me, she was going back to job after 1.5 years of career break with a little child. And she had already cleared a couple of rounds with wherever she was applying. And the main thing was she had those final 2, 3 rounds with the stakeholders. So she came to me at a very, very right time, I should say. So her clarity and self awareness was amazing. Thank you, Tuba.
Thanks. So what we all understand is also that a little bit of homework from a mentee is also required so that the guidance is in the right way. But however, there's one element I would want you to also answer. What about people who would not have the clarity as well, right? There are people with maybe a 10-year break. I mean, is there something that you would like to guide those with such a long break and they have no clarity?
Yeah, definitely. So that is again, as a mentor, you have to handhold them and ask them where do they want to go. And see, it's all about knowing yourself. So what you learned 10 years back might not be very relevant today. So you have to accept this. And as I keep telling in all my mentoring and coaching sessions, that if you don't upgrade your computer, that also dies. It needs upgrading. So if you want to come back, check your skill sets, which is the career you want to get into, see what has changed. 10 years, a lot of things have changed. And what is the skill gap you have? So that is where clarity and self-awareness is very, very required.
Thank you. Thank you for that. Moving on, we do have another question for Nivedita. What is something that you are doing today that you would not have done without mentoring? What without mentoring, it would not have been possible.
Yeah, Shubha. As Nupur mentioned, right? She felt I needed a little push, but I needed a lot of push. But Nupur helped me to overcome my the self doubt or readiness capabilities, right? Without this mentorship session, right, I wouldn't have tackle those last bit of the stakeholder interviews, especially with the directors, right? So I needed with this mentoring session, I'm very much intentional and confident about the approach what I'm tackling those rounds. So this push was much more needed for me. Without this mentorship or the connect with Nupur or a conversation with Nupur, right? It was not much outcome was not that fruitful, but it helped me to tackle those rounds and then grab the opportunity at the right time. So I forever debt for this for her. Yeah.
So much, Nivedita, for that. I think it's truly inspiring. It gets very interesting because we have another one for Nupur. What growth have you seen? I mean, obviously, the questions is self-answered because we heard this before, but we would want you to again highlight that. What growth have you seen in your mentee that makes you very proud?
Oh, I'm so proud of her today. You know, when she approached me, she was such a, like, she was in two minds, little lot of self doubt was there. And obviously, because there's been a gap of 1.5 years, and you're taking the interview with the stakeholders, you need that kind of what kind of questions they'll ask, what all can be asked, and how to tackle it. But what's been most rewarding is how quickly she was able to shift her mindset. We just had one focused conversation. And I'm so happy to say that she took that and showed up with far more confidence in a final round. Sometimes, Shubha, it's not about the long term mentoring, it's about the right insight at the right time. And I'm happy to say that she really made the most of it. So, like clearing everything and getting into a role 1 month down the line, she pings me and says that I've got my offer letter. It was like I got my offer letter. It's so rewarding, seriously. So
That's so good to hear, Nupur. I think for all the mentors who have logged in today, this is for you. It's absolutely going to be so rewarding after you have taken the session, after providing guidance, but equally rewarding for any mentee who has got a job. So thank you, Nivedita, for sorry, thank you, Nupur, for that. Nivedita, we do have another question for you. What makes what makes your mentee mentor relationship work very well? Did you have any glitches at the beginning, or it was an easy start for you? Something that you kept in mind before you availed the mentorship program?
Yeah, Shubha, as I mentioned already, right? I had a focus session with Nupur. So as I mentioned already, I didn't get didn't feel like it is I'm first time talking to her. It is because of her more of a positive energy and how quickly she understood the problem, what the context of what I am talking about, and also the open communication between us, right? So it made us the conversation very easy, not like a very hard problem to solve, to understand, and then took hours of sessions. That is open communication, which I would like to highlight here. And the thing is, and one more important things are relevant experience. As Nupur is a highly experienced in handling the mentorship or coaching with respect to career changes, women understanding the women problems, women challenges, not the problems, women challenges in this workforce, right? She is very accurate about it, knows the in and out of it, and then knows how to bring up the very doable and then easy solutions which we can apply right at this point and then overcome those challenges in a perfect systematic manner. So those are very points I would like to highlight. And also the natural connection, as I already mentioned, this the connection is very organic, not like forced one. So this helped us to conquer this challenge together as a mentor and mentee, and then overcome with the flying colors. So this is I would like to highlight, Shubha.
Great. Thank you so much, Nivedita and Nukur. I think we had some really powerful experience exchanges. Thank you so much for sharing that. Those are truly inspiring and great reflection of the impact that mentorship can create. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank, thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Nivedita.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
Thanks.
Nakul. Thank you, Shiva, and everyone.
Thanks, my team.
Thank
Yeah.
thank you. With that spirit, we also have Rashmi and Yashasvi, who were mentees from our very first cohort of mentorship programs at Aspire for Her. At that point of time, they were college students, and today they have some remarkable professional careers. So we would like to hear from them as well, starting from Rashmi. Over to you, Rashmi.
So, hello all, I'm Rashmi and I'm a mechanical engineer. And for over 3 years, I've been working with Daimler Truck. And to start off with where it all started, we were the first members of the cohort of Aspire for Her, where there were less than 1,000 members when we started. And when this mentorship opportunity was given to us, we were all first year, second year students who barely knew much. We were in between COVID, we were thinking tackling exams, and like there was not much intention. But when the first mentorship uh, session took place, I think the one thing that kept going in my mind again and again is, wow, there are women out there who studied what I did and who are doing things what I'm learning to do for the last 10, 20 years, and look at how where they are and what they're doing. So it's that sort of intentional mindset and thinking that shapes the path which we want to take. So I think that's where that is what it meant to me, like to look at someone and talk to them and see what we can be. So I think that, to set context, that was how the mentorship started. Yeah.
Perfect. So, is there some of the experiences that you would want to share where you were in dire need of mentorship guidance from some of the experienced mentors from our community, and that has given you way to what you are today? If you can share some highlights on that as well.
Okay. So I am a mechanical engineer, and as you know, I mean, it is a kind of a niche subject. You wouldn't see as many as girls in this subject than in other domains. But when that was the questions, I was always thinking like, what would happen in in an office setup. So in my college, we had formula student teams where I was one of the only girls in the team, and every time there was some issue or some tackling of a small decision as well, I was so flustered, and I used to think like, is this how my career is going to be? Like, is there going to be more problems as like, where I need to tackle with such minute things? But then when I spoke to my mentor back then from Mahindra, she was in the automotive domain for 10 years, and she ran me through what she does in a day, and how it impacts what the requirement of the technical requirement, rather than the other noise which is cancelled out. So she was talking to me a lot about that noise, like cancel the noise out, be focused on what exactly why you're doing something. And that is something, as a 18, 19 year old student getting into this domain, it made a very big difference. That conversation really made a difference. Yes.
Thank you. So what I understand from what you've shared, it's always good to choose a tougher field than an easier field, or I'm sorry. So it's always easy to choose something that is tougher and it is right for you, than choosing that is easy but may not be right for you. But with the right guidance, you are where you are today. Great. Thank you, Rashmi, for that. I think that's a wonderful insight. Yashasvi, yes, over to you. We would love to hear from you as well, your perspective.
Hi everyone. Thanks, Shubha. Hi, Rashmi. Hi, Madhur
Hi.
ma'am. I think so glad to be here, and completely agree with everything that Rashmi's also said. Just I'm going back to early days of Aspire for Her, where we joined, and you were part of the first ambassador and mentorship programs. And I think like the shift that Aspire for Her brought at a time in life, at a very early, like sort of stage in your career. I think it was like transformational almost. when you don't have a community and when you don't have a lot of people to look up to, you can tend to, sort of be relatively narrow-minded on what you can do, right, in whatever field you want to go ahead in. And also, you can be super confused about how do you actually get it done? How do you actually get there? Right. And I think like just being a part of community and having mentors who've been there, done that, and who are, like thriving in fields that you aspire to be in. I think it just like helps unlock that perspective so much in terms of expanding the set of your aspirations in the first place, and then also, trying to figure out what is the best path for you to get there. And I think like with Aspire for her throughout my undergraduate years when I was apart, be it across, if I'm experimenting with tech and I want to speak somebody in tech on, if this is the right thing for me, or be it consulting, I think there's always been leaders and inspirational figures that I've been able to look up to. And I think that has made all of the difference. So fast forward to now, 5, 6 years later, I've tried consulting. I've now moved jobs to a founder's office role at a growing startup. And I think some of those foundational conversations definitely left an impression that have, shaped the career path that I'm on right now.
Great. Yashasvi, thank you so much. And Rashmi, thank you so much. I think this is for all the students who have joined us today, students as well as emerging young professionals. We all are not alone. I think all of us have had the same difficulty. We have used mentorship as one of the mediums to, tackle that issue. So there is always a solution. So please do join our Women Who Master community and avail our mentorship. Thank you so much, Yashasvi and Rashmi, once again. Now, all of you must be really excited to know, now that we talked so much about mentorship, how do we enroll into the platform? So we have a small presentation to share with you to make it easy for you, though a complete detailed orientation will be shared with you in a short while. Thanks, Preeti. Can we move on to the next slide? Perfect. So as you all know, this entire mentoring program is for students, early career professionals, and women returnees. The format of the mentorship program is going to be online. So at the comfort of sitting at your home, you can have sessions with your mentors and get guided. Now that we have officially launched the program, the very next aspect of this entire segment is going to be you registering as a mentor or a mentee. So right in front of you in your chat box, we'll be sharing with you the mentor registration form as well as the mentee registration form. So if you want to avail the guidance, the support, the mentorship, please do fill the forms, whether you're a mentee or a mentee. Please look at the form names and accordingly fill those. Following which, we will be having an orientation session with both of the mentors and the mentees separately, because there's a little more detailing that we would like to add so that it's easier for you. We'll be sharing with you additional information. We'll be answering to as many questions as you have during the orientation sessions, but it's only going to be for those people who are registering. So please do register. We will have the mentors onboarded into our platform. We will come to know the mentors who excel in certain topics, in certain segments, and accordingly, a mentee will be assigned to a mentor. Once the assignment, the pairing has been done, sessions will be commencing in the platform. A link will be shared with all of you to attend the session along with your mentor and get your problems solved. In the process, we'll also capture your feedback and your impact will be measured. So this is in short how the mentoring process is going to follow. Do not worry, it is not complicated. We will be having an orientation session where we will be talking to you in length about the entire mentorship approach. Moving on, Preeti, to the next slide. So in the mentorship forms for the mentees or the mentors, we have three core capabilities that we are trying to cover. One being the career pathways and technologies, where feel free to choose a technology that you would want to get mentored on. Just in case you don't have a particular technology of your choice, you have an option to choose others and also mention the technology that you would want to be mentored on. Followed by soft skills, One is employability skills, and the other one is navigating workplace challenges. So if you're an emerging professional and you need some support, and if you're a career returnee, you need some support, please feel free to choose an option from the drop down. Again, if there is something that is not covered in the drop down, feel free to choose others. And do mention the topic that you would like to be mentored on. We'll be more than happy to assign you one mentor, right? So it is very straightforward. And obviously, we do have a very active community. In case of any doubts, you can freely get in touch with us. We will sharing with you all the information as and when you're a part of our Women in Master community and a part of the mentor-mentee community. Right. So that's a short note about the entire mentorship flow that we have. We are opening the floor for question and answer. So please do drop the questions in the chat box or the Q&A. We'll be more than happy to answer those.
I see a lovely question here from an anonymous attendee. As someone about to graduate, I feel I struggle a bit with socializing and putting myself out there. What practical steps would you recommend us to build strong connections and develop the right skills to smoothly transition into the professional world along with leadership skills? I think we had two very interesting ambassadors of Aspire for Her, Rashmi and Yashasvi. What they did not mention was that they were among the first people to actually get jobs in their classes. And remember, this was a very tough year. They were graduating just after COVID, and both of them got highly coveted roles. Rashmi, with her mechanical engineering background, actually moved into a unit of Mercedes-Benz, and Yashasvi moved into the very storied consultancy firm BCG. Again, I think they were the first people to really get job offers. And what we try to do at Aspire for Her, and what we will recommend every mentor to do with all of you as well, and this is the question for the anonymous attendee, is to look at scenarios, give you real life what if situations, so that you are able to come out of your anxiety, you're able to be more confident in your answers. If you also listened to Nupur and Nivedita, the key to Nivedita's actually getting the job was just the confidence that she had. But she somehow felt that it was not enough. What it required is that magic ignition, that magic catalyst, just for a mentor to come and say that you have potential, you're doing a great job, and this is how you need to present yourself. So many of your mentors will be happy to help you present yourself, to help you overcome some of the anxiety that you have, and also to ensure that you speak confidently, you speak well, and you're able to bring out your strengths in a very short, fixed sort of a time span when the world is looking at you and all the eyes are on you. So that's what the expectation will be. It's important that you have the right mentor who has confidence in you, and vice versa.
Oh, we have another question. What advice would you give to women who are transitioning into STEM or technology from other fields?
I think maybe Way or Abhirami should.
Yeah, I'm happy to take this one. Just to give some examples before ending formal answer summary, right? So in my career, there's many people, including women, who has to transition from the non-tech field to tech. Examples as they have been former nurse or they have been former lawyer, which is a completely different career path and took a lot of learning. But then they made their mind that that was not their thing. They wanted to move on. And maybe a surprise, but maybe not a surprise in the end, that such candidate in the end, they became one of the best engineer in the group. And the reasons for that, just coming back to the example I gave earlier, people come from a medication background. They bring in completely different kind of strengths, such as they could be so flexible, they can handle any kind of a challenge. When everyone is stressed about any active event on the tech field, for them, that's nothing more challenging than they have to treat the patient in their previous field, right? So just using this example, just saying that that's the skill people can bring in, even without the IT or the engineering education or career background, it's not so the skill they have is still important just because the succeeding skill in the engineering field is more of the patient and also the consistent and the desire what they want to bring in the field. And that highlights the success of any career. So it's totally fine to move between fields as long as you make your mind. And if you haven't made your mind, this mentorship program and the community here, we can support each other to help out. There are examples out there. We can also help connecting those together if it's needed. But yeah, so that's my encouragement rather than a formal answer of those who's actually interested in moving in the field.
Thank you so much. We also have another question. This is from a prospective mentee. What qualities should someone look for when choosing a mentor?
Maybe I can take that, or and have anyone else around here as well. So I think one of the most important qualities for you, it's very difficult for you to gauge the qualities or to understand the depth of the qualities that your mentor has through one piece of paper or through one conversation. But what is very important is that there should be a positive energy that you see from the mentor. Because the mentor really has no agenda. The only agenda of the mentor is to ensure that you understand your prospective career path. And if there are any barriers, any challenges, any hurdles in your career path, then she should be able to take them out. So at some points, if you have a very technical sort of interview coming up, and let's take a very typical example, and you're looking for a technical mentor, then of course, yes, you should look at whether the person understands the technology that you're going to be interviewing in. You should see whether the person will be able to give you some kind of ecosystem input, some kind of industry level, high level data, and some kind of information that you need to have, and sort of mentally prepare you technically a little bit for the interview. And this is just a very specific example I'm going in for. But mostly, mentorship is all about you understanding your own inner potential. And the only thing that's really required is an agenda-free, positive energy of a person who genuinely wishes to help. And we're very lucky that at Aspire for Her, we have so many amazing women, leaders, professionals who actually genuinely wish to help. And their only motivation is that somebody else should not go through the troubles that I went through. Somebody else should not face the same problems that I faced. And let me just throw the ladder down. Let me just open another door for another woman. So I think if you see that attitude, you should be happy. That's not an attitude that we can measure in words, or we can exactly see, in terms of demonstrations. But trust me when I say that you will immediately understand whether the person has that quality or not.
Thank you, Madhura, so much for that. I'm sure this would have definitely answered anybody who would ask this question from the audience. In the interest of time, probably we'll take up one more question. We have a very interesting question. What challenges have you faced as a woman leader in technology, and how did you overcome that?
I guess many of us like to answer. I can jump in first. While I was hearing everyone's talking earlier, I think many of us either hinted to or referring to the difficult time when we became mother, when we started a family. How can we cope with the extremely demanding work? How can we get back to it? And then looking after the family, which is our second and third job at the same time, but still thrive ourselves in all of those things, right? This is extremely challenging. Very interestingly, I think many of us probably will refer to the time that we're thinking, if any people out there can do it, then we can do it too. How we can do it, let's try it. So I think many of us just need more such encouragement. And I think mentorship is one of the key things can help us re-emphasize the confidence we should have had, or even we do already have confidence, but it will help us to improve such confidence as we go. That's my answer.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for this insightful answer. So great. I think in the interest of time, we had taken one last answer, but we would like to formally close the session. Thank you so much for being there. Thank you, Logitech team, Wei, Abhirami, Grace, Jaren, and Nisha, for sharing your insights and being with us. Thank you, Malika Arya from Kickoff Solutions, for sharing her insights. Thank you, mentors and mentees who have shared the experiences and adding flavor to the entire conversation that we've had today. And to everyone who has joined us, and thank you for being such a wonderful audience. We hope you are leaving with some valuable takeaways, and we look forward to you joining the Women Who Master community. Thank you once again, everyone, and have a great evening. Thank you so much, all.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Have a nice evening.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.